And that's what it's all about. We have two awesome looking SENTRY 3 fan controllers and we are going to fit them inside our central module. And yes, that does mean we are going to cut some of it, but you'll see, it is well worth it. Every fan controller panel can accommodate up to 5 fans. There's also one thermosensor, which makes it very useful to monitor the current temperature inside this enormous machine. But before doing any kind of cutting, we have to see where to cut. So I'm just placing my 2 fan controllers on the central module and mark where exactly I'm gonna have to start the cutting. Guys, if this is your first attempt to modify an existing casing, I would seriously suggest to go real slow and review this video a couple of times before jumping into it. I just had to say it. Alright, marking all done. Let's do this. To do the job, we are going to use a rotary tool, and with it a 38mm wide metal cutting disc. And finally in red, what we are going to cut. And you know, here, if this is the first time you're using such a tool, I would refer to the manual and make sure that you're not doing anything excessively stupid. Just be safe and follow the instructions. Other than this, follow what I'm doing on the screen. Just know that I was operating this machine at speed ranging from 4 to 8 depending of where I was cutting, and just go slow. Make sure you're not doing anything as stupid as cutting in the wrong place, because there's no coming back from this. Once done, don't worry too much on how it looks. We'll take care of this later. And make sure to file the metallic edges because they're probably very sharp and uneven. Once done, carefully fit in both our fan controllers. They should be able to rest on their frame at this stage. Our next step will be to draw 2 straight lines around those 2 openings. These lines will guide us on where we are going to drill the screw openings, which will hold both our fan controllers to the central module. I used a 3mm wide drill bit for this part. If you take a closer look to your screen, you will be able to see that one of the fan holder screw holes is already aligned with one of the openings we used to draw the lines with. And this one is particularly important because it will be our reference point, which will allow us to know where to drill the other screw openings on our central module. Alright, from here to the next section of this video, it's just you and your screen. So again, go slow, follow what I'm doing, and no rush. Alright, good news. We are done with the drilling and the cutting. But we still have a couple of annoying steps to do before we can move ahead in our computer assembling. What I am squeezing out here is what we call PU sealant. Basically what that is your day-to-day construction sealant, the same kind you would find on your windows edges or on your ceramic gap fillings. And because we have such big gaps between the fan controller frames and the central module, I'm using the white sealant to even it out. It's quite easy to apply. Don't be afraid to be messy. You have 5 to 10 minutes to clean up before the sealant starts to solidify. In this case, I decided to use a white sealant because it did blend well with the existing color of our central module and the rest of our casing, but feel free to use custom-made PVC frames or other materials to even out all the gaps. Alright, this is the last part of this video. We are going to install our 200mm water tanks brackets onto our central module. By far the easiest part of our video. Shouldn't take you too long. The brackets are quite standard. They come with 3 separated screw holes and a locking mechanism which is quite sturdy. Now beware, we are only going to use the central screw hole of our brackets, and the whole trick here is to identify the correct position of our brackets. Like you, and as usual, I have marked them in red on your screen. And what I'm using here are standard M3 10mm long simple screws with 3mm wide bolts to make sure that they adhere correctly onto our central module. Okay, you have no idea how happy I am to be over with this video. Lord have mercy.